on! Come on, come on, come on. Apologies, I've just blown your ears off with that, but come on! It's been an absolute roller coaster of emotions, that game, but what a second half performance. And to be honest, offensively, what a performance all night. A few things that they still could have done a little bit better, but they were absolutely faultless going forward. I mean, I say absolutely faultless. The style of attacking play, we absolutely did not give up on that style of play. Villa wanted to push that high line and push that high line. And the risk of saying a Michael Owen, we weren't afraid to be caught offside. And we were caught offside on multiple occasions, but we kept going and we kept going. We kept hitting those diagonals. We kept pushing the boundary lines of that offside. And we got in behind and we got the goals and we got the win. And Rasmus HOJLAND gets the winner. And I couldn't be more ecstatic for him. He was so much more involved tonight. The actual style of play, Christian Eriksen being back in the team made a massive difference. And to be honest, Villa didn't exploit that enough. I have to be honest from that perspective. They didn't exploit that enough. There were spaces in our midfield, but we worked so much harder. Garnacho ran harder. Rashford ran harder. Rashford ran so hard, and Garnacho ran so hard they had to go off injured because they ran themselves so hard. Bruno didn't stop. HOJLAND didn't stop. Eriksen didn't stop. Mainu was in there. They just did everything in their power to fight back and win there. The mentality that has been so poor was dissipated at half-time. And I have to stress it was at half-time because there were problems in that first half, and we'll get to them, but we have to mention that level of comeback, that level of resilience, the willingness to keep going, to put that much on a team that is, well, has been and probably still is in a title race, to push them that hard from a 2-0 position. Aston Villa have won every single game they've been leading this season. It was 9 games, 9 wins where they've scored first. But not only did they score first, they scored twice first. And we came back, we dug in, and we got the win. That is something we do not see enough with this team. They heads drop. But that's what I said. I think it's because we had that half-time break. Erik ten Hag was able to get in amongst them, tell them what they needed to do, push and push and push. And we battered them. We absolutely battered them in that second half. And we deserved the win, and we got the win. And credit has to go to every single one of those players and the manager for sticking with it. And the decisions to play Rashford on the left and Garnacho on the right. Balls were coming into the box. More balls should have come into the box. Don't get me wrong. It was not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Rashford still shot too much. Bruno still shot too much. Garnacho still shot too much, including on the goal. I have to be honest. He has to square it. But, no, sorry, not on the goal. The offside goal. The offside goal. That's my bad. Garnacho scored his goals absolutely fine. The one where he went round the goalkeeper and put it in when he was offside, he should have passed that to HOJLAND. Like, there's so much emotion going on right now. I'm forgetting what blooming happened. But credit to Ten Hag for picking that lineup and playing them that way, because it meant HOJLAND was more involved. He could drop off the front, feed it into Bruno, who could then play it to the wide players who are stretching the defence and then looking to either be direct or play it in. No cutting inside and then shooting like what Anthony, Rashford and Garnacho normally do. Every time it was drive outside the fullback and look to play balls or look to take shots from there. Personally, I would have liked to have seen more balls come into HOJLAND, but when you get the win, you get the win. Massive, massive win. At 2-0, everything was written off. And this is just the way football is. At 2-0, everything was written off. To come back and win that game means that we end today with 31 points at the halfway mark. So double that is 62. That's still nowhere near enough to do anything in terms of the prospects of the season. But most importantly, it means that worst case scenario, we're going to be 12 points off the top of the league. Worst case scenario, I think it's going to be 7 points off top 4. So at the halfway stage, although that's not ideal, it's still not awful. And look, Erik ten Hag may have just saved his job again. You know, Manchester United managers have got a history of producing big performances when they need to save their jobs, and that keeps him in the job. Whether or not that's the right decision, I don't know, because there are definitely things that still need to be sorted out. Top of that list is set pieces. We have got to sort this stupid nonsense at set pieces. I don't know how many times I have sat here and talked about the absolute bollocks that is all your tall players standing in a box and all of your short players marking all the forwards coming out the other way. On those Aston Villa set plays, especially the second one, the corner's more important. We'll talk about the actual free kick and the Onana and the Bailey in a minute. But the second one is absolutely criminal. It needs to stop. There were 6 Aston Villa players, and you can count them, 6 on Manchester United's 3, and our 3 were Mainu, Eriksson, and I think HOJLAND. How are they supposed to stop Longley, Diego Carlos, friggin' Dendoncker, all these massive Aston Villa players are being marked by HOJLAND and 2 of Manchester United's shortest players? They are outmuscled, they are knocked to the floor. 3 of them are free anyway because it's 3v6. And then because Mainu's flawed, Longley's got a free header at the back post, knocks it back, Dendoncker scores. It's got to stop. Time and time again, I have sat here and spoken about set pieces. Arsenal, Man City, Nottingham Forest are the 3 that come to mind immediately. But I've done it on multiple other videos. This has to stop. Well, whoever's come up with this idea where you play with a box and then that it just doesn't work. Or at least it doesn't work for Manchester United. I know Arsenal do it. I know Liverpool do it. The irony is Aston Villa were doing it. But for whatever reason, Manchester United players can't hit a corner further than the front man. So it looks really good when Aston Villa do it because they've got one of their tall players at the front post who just heads it away. Whereas when Douglas Luiz and John McGinn are hitting the back post for Manchester United, it's a free header at the back post. Every time Eriksson and Bruno took one tonight, they couldn't clear that front man. If we actually hit balls to the back post, Johnny Evans and Varane and McTominay in the second half and HOJLAND, they had free headers. Shock horror, we scored from a corner to win the game because HOJLAND was unmarked. Someone tell me, what is this notion of half zonal, half man marking? I don't get it. Too many teams do it. We are caught out for it time and time again. And then to rewind all the way back to the start, what the fuck is Onana doing on that free kick? I apologise for swearing, but what is he doing? Leon Bailey has trotted over and had whispered something in his ear. He's nattering away. He's saying, hello, I'm here. I'm a distraction. Woo! But under the laws, under the offside laws, as long as he's not directly affecting the goalkeeper's eye line or active in the play, he's not a problem. So he's nattering in his ear. He's giving him this, that, and the other. He's going, you remember when ZX scored direct from the free kick? Well, I'm just here to distract you and make sure it happens again. Well, guess what? It bloody happened again. What is he doing? Come out. Command your penalty area. It's like deja vu all over again. I've spent 12 years moaning about De Gea being crap on crosses, not coming out of his goal line and dealing with the ball into the box. And we've replaced him with another goalkeeper who does the exact same thing. Oh! His passing was good, apart from one. You'll give him that. So that's an improvement on De Gea. And also, he made a really good save from Leon Bailey after we made it 2-1 with his left hand that I'm absolutely convinced De Gea would have struggled to save because he doesn't own a left hand and he would have had to have stuck his left leg in the air to save it. He probably wouldn't have. So I'll give Onana that. But we've got to sort out commanding the penalty area. Like, does Bayandir do it? Someone that's watched Bayandir. I've not watched a lot of Turkish football. I can't tell you how good Bayandir is at dealing with crosses. But Onana's disappearing next week, so Bayandir's going to have to come into that defence. But so, I don't understand it. I've grown up watching Peter Schmeichel and, even the likes of Tim Howard and then Van der Sar come out, deal with their penalty area. I've had 12 years of De Gea doing it. I've now had 6 months of Onana doing it. I can't be done with it. Something needs to be changed about the mentality of these goalkeepers where they've just got to come out and they've got to deal with it. They've got to be physical. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to win that ball. In summary, good win. Can't stress that enough. Fantastic win. Outside of the 2 stupid free kick corner goals and 1 shot from Leon Bailey, Villa didn't have a chance. They didn't have a chance. I don't think Ollie Watkins barely even touched the ball tonight. And that is credit to the defence and how we pressed and how we did things. Just got to sort out the set pieces because that is going to slightly overshadow what's been an incredible night for Manchester United. The only worry is now what happens in the next game. Because we know with this team, they can produce phenomenal performances, then lose 3-0 to Bournemouth, then get humiliated by West Ham. They've got to keep going. They have to show that level of urgency, that level of commitment, that level of drive and passion to fight for the badge every single minute of every single game. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. It's been a crazy, crazy evening. Thank you very much for watching, as always. I'll be back with my mid-season Premier League review on Friday morning. I'll see you then.